The Defeat of Feathergale. With the whereabouts and welfare of Lady Helfi unknown, you conduct a quick exploration of the spire before Moroska might return, and find that the rest of the structure has been abandoned. However, a search of the stable area reveals a good number of healthy hippogriffs and giant vultures, as well as plenty of tack to enable you to fly them. Searching the bedrooms more thoroughly, you identify the one belonging to Thurl due to its magnificent desk and moderately sized chest nearby. You conclude that neither are trapped and first inspect the desk to find a leather scroll case. Opening it, you find a letter written to Thurl. Moroska, we are pleased to hear about the outcome of your altercation with the Black Earth, and we praise you for the capture of one of their prisoners. This noblewoman from Waterdeep has an interesting tale to tell, and we shall enjoy interrogating her further. Keep a close watch on the Sacred Stone Monastery. I want to know what our enemy is planning next. Your beloved queen, Erisi Kalanoth. Exploring the contents of the chest, you find a vial of glittering silver liquid, a sack full of gold coins, and 2 spell scrolls. As you think about examining these closer, a shadow passes the sun, and you know that Thurl has arrived back, hopefully with Lady Helfi. You hide on the spiral staircase to ambush him, and hear him call out, "Hurricane, I am back," as he descends. He is completely surprised by your attack, but you land few telling blows, as he somehow parries most of them. The Feathergale Knight reacts quickly and disappears in a puff of silvery mist, which has you going in several different directions around the tower to locate him. With all of you confused and separated across multiple levels of the spire, it is Jodargo and Quirky who intercept the corrupt noble as he tries to make his escape from the pinnacle. Jodargo notices that Thurl is moving in a strange way, as if his movement has been sped up, which clearly affects the noble's swordsmanship, as he lashes out with his greatsword in quick succession. However, the Tabaxi has the luck of Sylvanas this day, and most of Thurl's blows go amiss, yet his own end up deep in the head cultist's flesh. With Quirky suddenly finding out that he is actually quite a useful arbalist, sending bolt after bolt into the night, and Muezza joining the fight to send in deadly arrows, and his faithful crab companion, Edward, Thurl throws down his sword and begs for mercy, just as Leilune reaches the pinnacle, having been diverted towards the stables early in the battle. You conduct a short interrogation, wanting to know more about this Erisi mentioned in the letter found earlier. Thurl becomes a little cooperative, admitting that it should be him leading the air cultists and not her, and he also points out a telescope fixed to the wall of the spire that points towards an area of the sighing valley called Knife Point Gully, which he says houses a great air temple within the ruins of Tabaxi. He says no more as a troop of 5 Aarakocra suddenly land on the spire's crenellated wall and peer down at the party with eerie avian intensity. Picking herself up from the ground, having been carried and dropped here by these creatures, is Lady Helfi, looking a little worse for wear, but alive at least. She fixes Thurl with a cold stare and relays her story to her friends. All of them agree that Thurl is not long for this world. One of the Aarakocra comes forward to let you know his name is Salik, and that the Feathergale Knights have been trying to spread the word of an evil Prince of Air called Yansiben. The cultists do not know the peril they ally themselves with, and Salik and his flock have been trying to harry them at any safe opportunity. He recognises the place called Knife Point Gully when told about it, and he confirms that he has indeed seen cultists there. The discussion becomes even more interesting when Salik admits to observing Thurl and his cronies dropping captured travellers from the top of the spire to the canyon's floor, over 400 feet below. With no further encouragement needed, Lady Helfi charges at her noble nemesis, and with an almighty shove, sends him toppling over the edge. There is an awful moment when it seems that Thurl has grabbed a piece of Helfi and she might go with him, but Thurl's grip slips and he falls to his doom, cursing the House of Helmfast before his body is spattered across the rocks below. No one objects to Helfi's actions, and even Salik states it was nothing less than what Thurl deserved. Through further diplomacy with the Aarakocra, you agree to take on Feathergale Spire as a going concern, and ask that some Aarakocra roost on the pinnacle to guard against new cultists trying to retake the place. Salik agrees, and you gain comfort that this should make the place quite secure in your absence, and so prepare to travel to Red Larch once you have all rested, but this time by hippogriff. You reach Red Larch the next day, having actually travelled by foot for most of the way due to Muezza's inability to saddle his crab companion on one of the hippogriffs. Red Larch appears to be undergoing some changes, with some businesses belonging to members of the Believers closed down and on sale. You meet up with Harburg outside the butcher's, near where the road once collapsed to reveal the Tomb of Moving Stones, which has now been filled and repaired. He relays the events of the past days, which include capturing Elak Dornan, the apparent leader of the Believers, as well as a number of others that were revealed under interrogation. It appears the Believers were, in fact, a small group only concerned with the welfare of Red Larch, as long as it suited the interest of its members and the greater good. The infiltration by Larrock was a slow process, but over a number of months, the cultists persuaded the Believers to carry out tasks that suited his needs. You relay to Harburg that when the needs suited Larrock, they were probably the needs of the Black Earth cult. You admit to Harburg that the whereabouts and motivations of the Black Earth cult are still unknown, but that you are still investigating. Meanwhile, you are aware that a group of dwarven archaeologists from Waterdeep have arrived to make camp in the grounds of Whalver's Wagon Works to examine the Tomb of Moving Stones. Leilune takes advantage of this by sharing her tome of dwarven ancestry with them to get more information. This reveals that the book illustrates the lineage of Torhild Flametongue, the founder of Besselmere, a kingdom of dwarves above ground, and also Tyre Bessel, its redoubt beneath the earth. The archaeologists are interested in retaining the book and offer 50 gold pieces for it, but Leilune realises from their body language that it is worth much more and holds out to obtain the enormous figure of 2,000 gold pieces for the tome. She obtains a letters of credit from the dwarves and leaves them with the book to meet the rest of the party to celebrate her haggling prowess and discuss their next move. And in the middle of those discussions, Muezza joins them to let them know that the nice lady at Chanceril Fine Harness has solved the problem of flying a crab on a hippogriff. Thank you for listening to the progress of my Dungeons & Dragons group as they make their way through the Princes of the Apocalypse campaign setting. Watch out for further episodes where we shall learn what the party intend to do, now that it is clear that cultists are operating in the Sumber Hills.